Hello friends, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365, and in this video I will be going over the new 4K Ultra HD pre-orders and announcements for June 30th, 2023. Now keep in mind, release dates and technical specs are subject to change. If there are any changes or additional retailer exclusives, I will update them in a future video. Also, be sure to check out my previous 4K pre-order videos for titles you may be looking for and were not covered here. Direct Amazon links to the titles listed in this video when they are live can be found on the channel's community page. Before we start things off, just a couple of release date changes, as Warner Brothers 4K editions of East of Eden and Rio Bravo, once scheduled for middle of July, are now coming out on August 1st. And a couple of weeks ago, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 on 4K was announced for August 1st, and in that video, I posted the Standard Edition and the Best Buy exclusive Steelbook, and there is now a Walmart edition, which I apologize, I was supposed to include in last week's video, but it just, kind of slipped through the cracks. Well, now here it is in this week's video, and it is currently up for pre-order over at Walmart's website. Another release date change is MVD's 4K edition of Swamp Thing is now scheduled to come out on August 8th. It looks like we have a confirmation of the 4K release of The Nightmare Before Christmas, and that looks to be August 22nd. Now, the artwork featured here, I pulled off the Disney Movie Club website. I'm not sure if this is going to be an exclusive. It doesn't say so on the site, so this is probably the standard cover for the wide release. And also a few weeks ago, I featured the Best Buy exclusive Steelbook edition, which is currently up for pre-order over at Best Buy's website. As with all Disney physical 4K releases, HDR only, no Dolby Vision, sorry about that, and a DTS 7.1. I was really hoping they were going to spring for Dolby Atmos, but it does not appear to be the case. It looks like Sony's getting ready to release the sequel, The Legend of Zorro, on 4K, and that pending release date is August 22nd. Now, the official tech specs are not announced, but I fully expect HDR and Dolby Vision, and more than likely a Dolby Atmos audio mix. If any of this changes when the official announcement is released, I will update it in a future video. If you watched last week's 4K pre-order video, you saw that Universal's getting ready to prep a whole bunch of 4K titles in the coming months. Well, we have a couple more in this week's video, as on August 22nd is it expected to be a 4K release of Cate Blanchett starring in Elizabeth. We don't have any tech specs, but HDR is probably going to be a lock, and we don't have any word yet on the audio. Once again, I'll update that in a future video when it becomes official. Also from Universal, Promising Young Woman is looking to come out on 4K on the same day. Now, while we don't have official tech specs, according to the digital version, it does support HDR and Dolby Vision, and I would expect to see Dolby Atmos audio as well. According to little birdies in the retail industry, it looks like on August 30th, the latest Fast and the Furious film, Fast X, is scheduled to come out on 4K. Now, we're hoping, considering Universal's last 4K announcement, Super Mario Brothers movie was a bit of a disaster, kind of really just, still don't know what was going on there. But hopefully they'll give us a little bit more lead time into this release. Now, there is a standard edition and of course a Best Buy exclusive Steelbook. Both should be readily available on release day. And once again, stay tuned to the channel when this becomes official. A 4K release I'm personally very excited to see for September 5th. Sleepy Hollow on 4K is going to be released in both a standard slipcover and a non-exclusive Steelbook. HDR and Dolby Vision are expected, and word has it, a Dolby Atmos audio track. Paramount is re-releasing the 4K edition of the film Smile, this time as a non-exclusive Steelbook, and that date is September 12th. HDR and Dolby Vision from the previous release will be included, as well as the same Dolby Atmos audio mix. Arrow Video announced their September releases, and first up, Ringu will be coming to 4K on September 19th. HDR and Dolby Vision will be included, as well as DTS from the previous release. There will also be an Arrow Video Web Store exclusive edition available at that website. It is also scheduled for release September 19th. On September 26th, Blue Underground will have the 4K edition of The Girl from Rio. HDR and Dolby Vision are going to be included, as well as a DTS mono mix. Word has it that the 4K edition of Sympathy for the Devil is coming out also on September 26th. We don't have any cover art or tech specs. I will update that information in a future video. Arrow Video also announced that on September 26th, a 4K edition of Carlito's Way will be available. Now, as far as I can tell, this is going to be the exact same transfer as Universal's previous release, which only included HDR and DTS:X audio. It does not appear Dolby Vision will be included. There is also a web store exclusive available only at the Arrow Video website. Another title I'm personally excited to see out on 4K, Kino Lorber's announcement of Monster Squad coming sometime in the near future, probably in 2024. I would expect HDR and Dolby Vision and DTS audio. Severin announced a few 4K titles in the past week. First up, the film The Psychic is coming out on 4K. HDR and Dolby Vision and DTS audio are expected for this release. Another old school horror film is making its way to 4K as reportedly Death Ship is arriving on the format sometime in the near future. We don't have tech specs or cover arts, but that should change in the coming months. Another Severin 4K announcement was revealed this past week as the film Nightmare will be coming out on 4K. It looks to have an exclusive edition only available at the Severin web store. No word yet if a wide release will be available, but Severin should have this up for pre-order very shortly. Another exclusive edition for the upcoming 4K release of The Flash is coming, and this time Walmart will have their own version available at that website. I fully expect an actual release date to be coming very shortly, so stay tuned for that information. There are a couple of international 4K pre-orders and announcements to go over in this week's video, and don't forget you're able to easily import these. Most 4K discs are region-free. Over in Germany, a 4K edition of Darren Aronofsky's The Whale will be arriving on July 27th. HDR and Dolby Vision are going to be included, and DTS audio. Now, what this means for a potential statewide release, I expect A24 to be maybe putting this out as a web store exclusive, but we will see what happens. German web store Plyon will also have an exclusive edition of Cutthroat Island on 4K scheduled to release on August 17th. I was also today's year old when I found out that it's called The Pirate Bride over in Germany. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. The Steelbook, once again, is exclusive to the Plyon website store. For our UK friends, a 4K edition of the film Blood and Black Lace will be only available at UK retailers. And the release date for this one is September 18th. HDR and Dolby Vision are part of the specs, as well as DTS audio. And there is also a web store exclusive version of the film, only available at Arrow Video's website. Germany will also have on September 21st the 4K Steelbook edition of U571. I'm not certain that's a web store exclusive, but it is available over at the Plyon website. Also available on September 21st, The Pianist is coming out on 4K. HDR and Dolby Vision have been confirmed, and DTS for the audio mix. This is available at various German online retailers. Arrow Video announced that on September 25th, the Psycho collection is coming to 4K. Now, it's a little unclear exactly on the specs, but it looks like some form of HDR will be included if it's not just only on the first movie. We don't know if it's going to be on Psychos 2, 3, and 4, but I expect information to be updated shortly. DTS audio will be included for all 4 films. And over in France, on October 4th, the Beverly Hills Cop trilogy is coming to 4K. I would expect HDR and Dolby Vision and DTS audio. Now, what this means for the States, I fully expect to see at the very least the 3rd film arriving on 4K later this year, and possibly a box set as well. So those are all the 4K pre-orders and announcements for June 30th, 2023. Don't forget, if you're interested in any of these titles, please use the Amazon affiliate links in the channel's community page, and it does really help out the channel when you do. And also let me know what titles I listed in this video you're planning to pick up for yourself. And finally, a special thank you to the Patreons. You're very much appreciated for your support. If you would like to support me through Patreon, I will leave a link in the description of this video. So until next time, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365. I will see you at the movies.